Hi everyone, I'm Dani Borow, and today we are at one of Lakeland's most eagerly anticipated eating and drinking spaces, located right in the heart of town, Vasco 61. I am here today with my great friend Emerson Bamaca of Vasco 61. So excited to have you.
Thank you so much for
Why don't
having me.
you tell our viewers about yourself a little bit? I feel like you're always the quiet guy in the background. We want to know about you.
Hey everyone, my name is Emerson Bamaca. I'm a partner of 1961 and a co-owner of Vasco 61, the rooftop in Lakeland. I came from Guatemala in the 1990s. When I came to America, I came with many dreams, and one of them was to be successful, not just for myself, but just to make my family proud. When I first moved from San Francisco, I was 3 months without a job because I was refusing to work in any chain restaurant.
Okay.
And my mother-in-law at the time, she said to me, why don't you guys go to this little place that just opened up on South Florida Avenue. Long story short, we went to this little 1961 on South Florida Avenue. And then we sat on a table in a booth, booth number 3. I remember that. And then Marcus Fernandez came to my table, and then he said hi to me, and then he's like, wait a minute, you speak Spanish. And I'm like, why? How do you know that? Well, your accent. That same night, he's like, well, I have a resume in my car. I brought it back to him. And then he said, well, I'm gonna call you tomorrow. I thought he was joking. And then the next day, he called me and he's like, are you coming to the interview or what? I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm going. So I showed up to the old little 1961 and we chatted. And then he's like, okay, you're hired. And we keep chatting more. And then he said, one day we should open something together.
So Emerson, can you tell us about the inspiration behind the concept and design of Vasco 61? Because this place is stunning. Tell us what the thought process was here.
On the design, I had only a few touches that I did, and then some obviously in the bar, but mostly was my Marcus Fernandez, my business partner. He wanted a jungle, and he did get a jungle.
He got a jungle.
And then the idea of the design, not only I believe came from us, but it also came from Laura, who is the designer and the place in Vasco. She listened to Marcos and I of what we kind of wanted it, and then she translated it into making it. I was just focusing more on creating the bar program and what needs to be put upstairs. We wanted it to be a little bit more exclusive. And then different cocktail menu, different wine lists, and different beer selections. And then and that's when we decided to go, well, let's travel. So we went to Spain, to one of the best bars in the world, I believe number 1. Wow. And then we went to Peru right after.
Done some traveling.
Oh yeah, we did.
Concept nailed down.
Oh yes.
Nice.
So we went to Peru as well, to one of the best bars also in the world, which is called Sastreria Martinez. And then we also went to the Bahamas. And then, so it was a lot of inspiration on getting the upstairs done. Why? Because we wanted to bring something new. We wanted to bring something excited. And then, and everything that we learned on all those trips, we translated it into the menu.
So Emerson, I know that you guys have a completely different menu here for the cocktails. People are not ready for it. Oh my goodness. So what are some of your signature drinks or must-try items on the Vasco 61 menu?
Vasco 61 drink menu, it's a fusion of all, not only a little traditional, traditional old cocktails, or the new inventions that we're making, or the new techniques that we're doing, but it's also a collaboration, not just from my side, but also from my business partner, Marcos, which he came up with 2 recipes that it was a must put on the menu, like horchata the chef. It's our homemade horchata that Marcos had the horchata recipe for many years. And then we also created the popcorn old fashioned. That is an insane cocktail, but we also have the luxury old fashioned. Which
I'm an
that
old-fashioned girl.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The luxury of fashion is it's a dedication of patience, time, and then when somebody wants to try something delicious. The hollow sphere, it's a process that we do every single day. My bar people comes here my prep people
Yes.
comes every day
They've been prepping
around.
for quite some time since we
Oh
arrived here.
yeah,
It's not like
they come at 10 a.m. actually.
open a bottle of this and a bottle of that, right?
So they prepare all the molds and then they stick them into the freezer, and then it is a process of an hour and 45 minutes each side.
Wow.
And then after that, we get them out, and then we poke a little hole into the ice, and then we soak all the water out. Then on the side, we already have frozen glasses with a little bit of mixture of Luxardo cherry that we cook with a little bit of wine, and we reduce that, and then that forms into a paste. That paste goes into the frozen glass, and then goes back into the freezer. Okay.
This is
then,
just prepping the glass
Yes.
where people are gonna have their drinks in.
And then there is a process of making the batch. The batch is basically our own barrel select, which we went to Buffalo Trace Distillery. And then we've been picking so many barrels lately. We got Eagle Rare, we got Buffalo Trace, we got Blantons, we got Corazon Tequila, which was finished on a Weller William barrel. And we send that barrel to Mexico, and they fill it up with a tequila blanco, and then
goodness.
it was delivered to us. And it's a whole process.
So special.
Yes.
Wow.
So that our Blanton's barrel pick, it's a single barrel. It's a very high-end bourbon. Then we infuse that with brandy and Benedictine and a little bit of Spanish vermouth. Then we use a little syringe, and then we keep that syringe in the freezer, and it gets that cocktail completely nice and super chill. To order, we get the glass with the ice cube already inside. We inject that inside, and then we just garnish it with a little cherry and a little orange peel, and then we smoke it. And
Wow.
and then there it is. Finally, it's presented to you, and it's a process of probably 4 hours, 4.5 hours before you even order them. And I'm pretty sure you have seen the flamingo all over online. That is another one that we love, and then I have to get kudos to our pastry chef. That's why I call her Lily's sorbet. So
We
one
love
day,
her, Lily.
oh, we love Lily. So Lily, let me tell you this. Lily, one day she's like, "Oh, try this," and I was walking by her station, and then it was a raspberry sorbet, and then I tasted. And that time, I was already kind of creating the concept of this cocktail, but I was missing an ingredient. So one day I was walking by her station, and then she says, "Try this. I'm gonna use this for a special downstairs at 1961." And I said, "Lily,
That's it.
this is what I'm missing." And I was like, "That's it. This is it."
That's so awesome.
And then
Oh my
now
goodness.
Flamingo, the Clover Flamingo, it's the #1 cocktail seller in 1 week already here at Vasco 61. So it's a must try, okay?
So 1961 and Vasco 61, you guys have always been on the forefront of innovation. How do you stay in the forefront of coming up with new concepts, new ideas for the bar and restaurant industry and nightlife?
You know, keeping up with the innovation in a restaurant, I think, is the key to success, because if you keep a menu the longest time and you're not changing anything, then it gets boring. One thing that Marcos does really well is, play with the food menu, and then every trip that he takes, he's always trying to figure out a way to making sure that he brings a flavor into the menu and then translate it with his own technique and then make it his own. I'm very impressed every time that we add something on the menu that everyone loves. Within the bar industry or in the bar area, it's a completely different story. I'm always changing the menu. I'm always innovating. I'm always trying to add something new, and I believe that's pretty much how this menu has come up. But it's also the travels that we have made with Marcos, because every single place that we went, the cocktail menu was top notch, and then some cocktails were really good, some cocktails were not really good. But at the end of the day, the techniques and everything that they did, that's what I was focusing on.
So now we're on to my favorite part, which is trying something that Mr. Emerson made just for us. So what do we got here today?
So today we're gonna have this delicious cocktail. It's called the Pisco Salvavidas. Okay.
Pisco Salvavidas.
Yes.
Dale.
So it is made with our Barsol Quebranta. It has a little egg white. It's a traditional, obviously, a pisco sour. But what we do differently is that we cook the purple corn with pineapple, apple, cinnamon, and cloves, and a little water. Then until boiling, and then we get the juice out, and then we strain it, and then we let it cool down for a little bit. And then once that thing is, the juice is completely kind of cool, then we put it into the glass sideways, and it goes into the freezer. That it stays there for at least 8 hours until frozen into the side. And then as the cocktail, people put their hands on, and the warmth of their hands, then it falls into the cocktail, and then it completely changes the complexity of it.
It's so refreshing, so crisp and refreshing. I hope you've enjoyed our visit today at Vasco 61. To stay in the know about the latest hotspots in town, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.